my niece saw me after I shaved, and it's been a while, and she cried when she saw my head.
I respect, bro. Like, I would be scared.
I think
I already am.
I think the sight of my head triggered something in her subdermal cortex or something.
Yeah.
Just like ancient genetics, like danger.
Yeah,
It's like
alien
the
versus predator.
primordial mind.
Her lizard brain activated or something.
Literally. Yeah. This is when you recognize that this is, something from the depths of history that
I agree.
was responsible for the extinction of several species.
But we do agree that number one is gorgeous.
And tall.
You see,
Sexy.
that's you know about
The sexiest of men.
you know about the infinity loop.
What's
You
the
know,
infinity loop?
when
Yes.
you go off to plus infinity so far, you end up in minus infinity.
Okay.
So that's how
This is
it
minus
works.
infinity?
Yeah, exactly. Like he's so pretty, he's ugly, or he's so ugly, he's pretty. I don't know. Like it's like there's some sort of fascination that comes with looking at him.
Number one is gorgeous.
Mm.
He has a 16-pack.
Wait, was it 22?
I have no idea, bro.
Yeah, at this point.
Depending on the weather. It's wintertime. It shrinks.
Do you not see him in his Udi? Is that Udi?
Okay, can we stop like just trashing each other and start the podcast?
I mean,
hey, welcome, Pastor Kabsa. It's your boy Adam. What's
We have
happening? What's
to.
popping? Episode 237.
What do you mean, Rudy? Like that's not the color of the stove.
Yeah, these
Like-
guys don't want to start.
no.
Listeners, is this Rudy?
It's black on the screen. All right, would you move?
It's not Rudy.
I got the homie Shamsi right next to me.
Yo,
I got number one in the building.
Nothing matters.
Turks is on some remote location, enjoying himself. Hopefully he gets back soon.
Antarctic.
There's a huge chance that Turks actually might not be on any episode to the end of the year.
Oh,
Yeah, because by the time he returns, I'm about to
Don't give me
travel.
hope.
Don't give me.
look at how happy he is.
Oh my god. Oh fuck it, I miss Turks.
Shuf, honestly, there's something to be said for his presence hovering. Hearsay.
Yeah.
By any.
It's like having a parrot. you know.
That constantly just comments and critiques on things.
He's the Ja'far of the
Yeah.
group.
And constantly talks about cheese.
Yeah,
Ja'far is a hamster, by the way, that Shamsi killed.
yeah. No,
But-
I did not kill him. Nature
Well,
did.
he killed himself.
It's that,
the natural decay of life did that.
yeah.
Entropy killed him.
Entropy.
You
Basically.
just helped to give there faster.
And no, Shuf, I managed to take care of Jafar for multiple years. So there's something to be said for, me taking care of pets. I can do it. That's what can be said.
There's a bunch of cats in your neighborhood that will beg to differ.
Just one.
Just one.
And
The one.
And he made a whole lineage.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
he did.
He did,
Yeah,
actually,
he did.
yeah.
He did.
there's a cat.
I can see his echoes everywhere. Hello?
There's a cat outside of Shamsi's home, like screaming at him, "When are you gonna come and claim me these kittens?
Claim them.
Claim them."
Do you know what? You know what's been going on around my home? Gentrification.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Do we even have gentrification here?
Yes. It's when Starbucks opens up في الحارة عندكم.
Oh yeah, shout out to Allah, I
Shamsi,
forgot.
we said this on the podcast 1,000 times. There's like 2 Starbucks now in your neighborhood.
إيه no بس إنه
Your neighborhood's still trash.
إيه بس إنه like عرفت في محل organic now. There's a steak store. We never had a steak store before. But things are still,
Look, your
trending in a
your
certain
neighborhood.
It's
direction.
when you say steak store, you mean the meat or the wooden thing that you killed vampires with?
No, I'm talking about it's not muscle.
Because I've seen your neighborhood, and I believe vampires would live there.
no, I'm talking about a butcher shop that has a sign in English.
Well, I remember.
That's what I'm talking about.
I remember when I went to his
Yeah.
house. The one and only time I went to his house, and the sky changed colors.
It got darker.
Yeah, it's like when you're playing a video game and you enter the final level area. Suddenly, all the bosses and monsters are tougher.
There's like a sign that says, "This is your last save point." That's it. Nothing else.
If anything, there's something to be said for the diversity of urban life in Riyadh.
Okay, let's talk about that
Mm.
because as a real estate man
As urban man.
and man that's been looking for a house for his entire life.
Mhm.
Tell us, mother, sister Adil.
I look at his neighborhood. I'm not gonna say which one it is.
It's one of the finer, more upstanding ones in the city. Go on.
Don't make me fucking say what it is. right now.
Go on.
So his neighborhood, the way I look at it, giving the prices in Riyadh right now in terms of apartment rent and so on, your neighborhood, as you said a second ago, gentrification, it reminds me a lot of Brooklyn.
Okay.
So because Manhattan was too expensive that everybody went out.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you can't live anywhere near the center of Riyadh because it's way too expensive.
Exactly.
So there is a chance to build better apartments and better quality of life in your area that requires, a little bit of re-infrastructure, which they're already doing. You have the metro line over there, the bus lines or whatever.
Not just that. It's there's one. There's a whole bus system that's operating in the main Shara Tijari. Let's call it that. And there's also one of the main bus stops, also main metro stops close by. But I'm looking at it differently. I'm looking at it in terms of, and you mentioned it, the way people are changing the way they're living. And people went from like really huge houses where like you had entire family living to multiple smaller units within that same, original size. And the whole, I'm noticing now is because like these are, and I say it jokingly, but things took a little bit of time to change where I'm.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because in Brooklyn, it used to be ghetto as hell, and in the 90s.
And now you have like
it's
coffee
hipster
shops.
city.
Yeah, now I'm talking about Indy. Now
Acai everywhere.
you have coffee shops and mahalat shiash and like an organic food store, a literal. Organic
And that's
food
what
store.
I mean. I mean, because people could not afford to be here, so they moved outside. They would love to have the things they all want to be close to them. And it's much cheaper to rent in your area than it is to rent in the center of the city. So I can go there, open up a coffee shop, an organic place. There's already a community that's already there, but they don't have the things that they already need.
And you just need the one.
The one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the one.
You literally need
Yes.
the one because
And
the entire
second-
neighborhood's gonna get served by that one.
And if it works, another one's going to come in, try to compete against the one, and it gives great competition, and it becomes better for the neighborhood.
That's some shwari, but
Yeah, still, but it's an idea, bro.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay 80K. ثلاث غرف نوم شقة.
That's reminded me of a conversation I had with one of my friends a few weeks ago. He's been studying in London, and as you know, in London they have these things called zones when they charge in the metro, etc. So zone 1, it's like the major central area, and the further you go out, you pay extra fare, etc. So my guy basically has been struggling with a congestion in Riyadh, especially in the weekends, because he lives in central Riyadh and near to the boulevard, so it's packed every weekend, and with the traffic and with the housing prices. So basically he had this galaxy brain moment. He said, why don't we tier Riyadh into subsections, basically, though, with quote unquote during the weekend you charge people from the outskirts of Riyadh to enter.
Shh. You need to stop talking right now.
Why?
Do not give any ideas to nobody. You better fucking relax.
Yeah, see, he's being creative now.
Yeah, shh. No.
Stop.
I was
Bad number
Because
one.
you know what? That rumor came out.
there was
Tolls?
something he came up with.
No. That rumor came out last year or the year before.
Tolls. I remember
Tolls.
Yeah.
Exactly. Tolls on certain roads in Riyadh. And everyone's like, yo, sir.
Sir.
And they're like, no, this is something that they're actually
They don't
thinking
have
about
bridges,
and they
sir.
want to implement.
You have the one bridge.
Yeah, so look, tolls on going from Riyadh to Sharqiya or whatever,
That
I
I
understand that. As long as that money's come back to, to rebuild the roads and so on. But the idea of tolls inside the city of Riyadh, bro.
No, but he's getting to a certain point. How do you resolve the congestion of a city, right? Like right now, the way we're structured is like everything that's happening, you want it to go to where it is, whether it's the boulevard, whatever big event, right? But at the same time, there is a move towards I'm not sure what the actual right word is, but clusterizing the city in a way.
His point was that he wanted to suggest, or basically his thing, and he wanted to fix the quote-unquote Hejura problem. Because since he lives to the boulevard, they're just people with no business, just hanging around and just making everything congested for no reason.
You mean like a tahliya?
Basically.
Yeah, but...
You mean like a national pastime?
But I'm sorry.
Basically,
Okay. Let me tell you why it's such a dumb idea. How much do you think the toll is going to be?
I have no idea. He was just thinking out loud.
Give me a number. Something that you think that is affordable for everybody to go through.
15 ريال.
Something like that? Man, no way in hell's going to be that. It's going to be way less. It's going to be way less, right? So you mean to tell me on a weekend
ما هدفع 5 ريال.
ما بدفع 5 ريال to go? لا بدفع بخش بس
بدفع 50.
Exactly.
Because it's the weekend and I'm bored. And you can't resolve the crisis of people just cruising on the weekend because they're bored, because it's literally a natural pastime.
I'm sorry, I live next to the boulevard. Zahmet boulevard is not people just cruising around.
And basically his point is we led into the final level of this. And okay, حطوا tolls بس على الحارة.
Okay. No one come to my neighborhood.
Part of the solution is, again, clusterizing the city in a way where I don't have to leave my neighborhood to get the things I need to get, which is a problem that I face.
Why?
If I want
everything that you want is literally right near you.
I'm saying, for example, where I used to live, I didn't have a lot of these common, let's say, amenities. I didn't have a Starbucks. You know, I had to go out of my way and leave my neighborhood to be able to go access Starbucks. I didn't have an organic food store or whatever it is, you know. But now,
but that has nothing to do with the where you live. Yeah, this has to do with Starbucks doesn't want to expand or not.
Yeah, they don't see the feasibility of
exactly like the necessity of things that you need. Shout out Sarwat. Next to your house is plumbing, grocery stores, gas stations, schools. Those are the important things to be next to your house, among other things, right? A Starbucks is not really like something that's necessary.
That brings me back to the point of, I'm not saying it's necessary, no. So I'm saying certain amenities that would make it easier for you. Like for some people, it's about access to roads, for example. I would like to be close to a highway for me to be able to.
You have 3 highways right next to you.
I'm saying for some people. For other people, no. I want something that's close to, let's say, the edge of the city. It allows me to, you know, not be stuck in the middle of traffic, let's say. So different people look at it a little bit differently. But at the same time, there is a trend towards, like, it, in a sense, you want to make sure all the areas are served equally by the same things.
That brings me to a question. Let's say you've moved into a up-and-coming neighborhood. Mother, sister, Adil.
Yes.
So in your neighborhood, what would be the bare minimum to say, okay, I am fully serviced in this neighborhood. I don't need to go out of my way to get my basic services done. I'd imagine laundry.
I can talk to you about an exact place, Rihab.
How so?
Okay, go on.
Rihab, because I've been always looking at Rihab because I want to purchase there. When you look at it, في العثيم, I think.
Yeah, so I was going to say laundry, supermarket.
Okay, it's only a supermarket. I need laundry. I need maintenance, whether it's plumbing, AC repairs, whatever it is, like things for the house.
But you okay?
Besides that, nothing else. Everything I just do it on the app.
Even maintenance you can do on the app. Basically,
yeah, but I'd like to have a physical store
to buy your own shit, basically.
To buy or to actually, like when they're repairing something, like I want to see it be repaired.
I want to see the tool man with his tools.
With his tools.
Yes.
So if I have those necessities, I'm fine with everything else. Because everything else is order. The thing that annoys you about living in an up and coming neighborhood is that there's, especially if you want to order food, any food you order is going to be cold by the time it gets there.
Yeah, that's one. And again, we go back to the things that you consider necessary. You know, for some people, that is something to be considered necessary. I want to be close to where things are happening. You know, I don't want to feel like I'm out of the loop or I'm a bit too far away.
What is quote unquote happening in your eyes?
For me, it's not that. Like, I'm not the kind of person that goes out and about all day. But so there are, in terms of going to restaurants and stuff like that. But there are certain places, there are certain areas where you do have more, you know, active retail therapy, I guess. I don't know.
I don't care for shopping malls or all that bullshit.
Yeah, see, that's another part of it. You know?
I order everything online.
Yeah, that's another part of it. I want to be close to somewhere I could walk, for example. Like, oh, this is a huge mall.
Well, that's the thing. But at the same time, if you want to be, and this is the problem that we have, a lot of people want to be close to the city. I love being around where I live because I love the New York vibe where everything gets loud 24/7. So I'm fine with that traffic, all that. I'm used to that. But
do you get loud here?
Yeah, it's really, really loud. Like, okay, yesterday, me and Galek, we were having dinner. We wrapped up and I was coming back home. It was around 1 a.m. I got stuck next to the boulevard. Just the light up there, right? It took me 40 minutes to get home.
Oh, wow.
And that's just on a random...
Because fucking Muhammad Ramadan had a concert and decided, you know what, we're going to wrap up late. And Adil had to eat shit until he gets home because everyone was leaving the concert.
Despite you, Adil.
Yeah, fuck that asshole. Do you know why? He was wearing a beautiful Gucci jacket that's green that I had my eyes on for a minute. I'm like, yo, I'm buying it the second hand in Rome.
Okay.
I had my eyes on that motherfucker and this piece of shit, like,
he
performed in it.
Yeah, okay. So
it's cemented now.
It shows you that you're on the right track in terms of thinking.
Fuck him. Okay?
You have Muhammad Ramadan. You have, what's it?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not going to compare myself.
Football stadium star status
I'm
jackets.
Sorry. I don't compare myself to hypocrites.
Okay. Going back to our problem,
yes,
you know,
with society and taking prices,
being stuck in traffic while getting free culture, you know.
Oh, so that's what you call it.
See, you have to be positive about it. You know, it's free, but it's free. You're getting it. You're receiving it.
Anyway,
why can't we just build underground?
The rent is too high.
Yeah, exactly. Why can't we just build underground?
Maybe because we want sun.
I mean, there's
this
thing called photosynthesis.
I don't know, bro.
What's the vibe? Have people not looked into that? No, have people not looked into that?
What do you mean have people not looked at that?
Like, you can build it up to the sky, right? How many cities do you see building into the ground? Is it expensive?
Why?
I mean, to save space.
Save space on what? The air? Save what space, you idiot?
I'll let
Hey, no, look, we can either build into the empty space or we can just drill down and make it more difficult.
Exactly.
I'll let you in on a little secret. When it comes to enough space, there is enough space on the ground. The problem is the people who own the space aren't willing to let go of the space.
Okay.
You're stupid.
لا بس بدل ما يصير الموضوع مترامي وطويل يعني يصير في some vertical density.
أهل الكهف.
I'm thinking more like the mole people, you know, from X-Men.
bro.
You know?
Those are the Morlocks.
Morlocks.
Well, anyway, rent is too high. It's getting really ridiculous. The prices to buy apartments prices to buy apartments already past $1 million.
براحة.
It's been
An apartment.
Yeah, and it's been
Not even a
going
big
up.
ass apartment.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It is crazy, bro.
hard out here for an aspiring real estate mogul.
No, it's hard for anybody who wants to, bro. Okay, if your paycheck is around 30 to 40K, the bank will give you around 900 to 1 point something, depending on the percentage, right?
Depending.
Imagine how long would it take you to reach that 30K, right? And when you get there, you're automatically gonna go and take a big ass loan to buy a place. It's gonna take you X amount of long years to finish it, and it's just an apartment. It's not a dream home. It's not a house where you can raise 15 kids in because, you know, we're Arabs. We like to have 15 kids at minimum as a start.
حبة حبة.
Habba habba.
Yeah.
So it's hard. You have to go and live in areas like your area, and then the area gets better and better and better, and then it gets really expensive, and then
Then you're stuck.
Given how big your property is, y'all make more money when you start selling. You can actually stay and live there now. See what I mean?
Yes, that.
Yeah, the benefits go
The
up.
benefits go up.
The question.
We have a Starbucks now. About doing
It's two.
Upwardly mobile. That's the word. Upwardly mobile. You know.
The question that pops into my head whenever I hear these types of discussions: will we ever reach a place where people no longer aspire to own a home? They will be satisfied in renting.
The problem with renting is that when you retire, can you afford renting?
Exactly. Not everybody has the option of going back to
Exactly.
دقيقة التقاعد نص الراتب صح؟ مبدئياً.
Yes.
So again,
Add inflation.
Add inflation. Depends on if you live in a place where you can easily afford to rent. So maybe you can account for that. Like
When you retire and you do not own a home, you need to rethink your entire lifestyle.
yeah.
If you own a home, you don't need to rethink your entire lifestyle
Because you have a home at
because
least.
you have a home at least.
Yeah, that's
Everything follows from there.
one of the more pertinent sayings I've heard in my very short life was basically إذا بيتك ملك أنت ما أنت فقير.
Basically,
Yeah,
because you have an asset that you can always go
exactly.
back to.
But you can never.
Worst comes to worst, you sell it, you go purchase an apartment, and you have money in your pocket again.
Worst comes to worst, you still have a roof on your head,
Yeah.
no matter what happens.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
the idea of if you own a home, you're not poor is because,
It's an asset.
yes, it's like,
You are a home owner.
and I'll tell you what the 1% think. It's like having a Rolex. If you have a Rolex, if you're ever in
Yeah.
trouble,
It's an asset.
exactly. You just pass by any Rolex store, you can sell your Rolex automatically. Now you have cash to go back home.
So, like traveler's checks, but for rich people.
That was
Is that the description?
This is my reason to buy a lot of Rolexes now.
Yeah, exactly.
I might get poor, so I need 10.
Exactly. You need to hold on to that value.
Yes.
Yeah.
that Shamsi was a life hack from the riches to a brokey.
But no, I'm not joking. Like,
Yeah,
Rolex
I'm
actually tells you this.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, Anna, for me, like, شوف يعني
There's
men have a lot of habits that I don't like particularly subscribe to.
Because you're not a man.
Not at all.
okay.
You know, yes, I am.
Yeah. Respect for continuing the
A creature of
Shanti,
light and air. That's what I am.
You never noticed why whenever you travel and you see a lot of Chinese tourists, they're buying Gucci and Louis Vuitton handbags by the
bucket,
by the truckload, because those are assets.
Yeah, that's
Those are appreciated.
Not all of them. Let's be honest. Not all of them.
No,
Not
just
all of them.
the idea of that, like that whole world of what's watches? Is there a fancier name for watches?
Just watch world.
You know,
Timepiece.
timepiece. That
No,
whole
timepiece is different than a watch world.
okay. I don't know that thing that it
اللي هو just say it.
So that whole world basically is built upon, okay, yes, this is luxury. Yes, you're looking for the most exquisite, finely crafted pieces, but there's also that element of it. And these are actually items of value that can appreciate with time. And some of these are limited and rare that, you can pass on to your kids and actually end up being like a family heirloom. And so that it opened up another, level of perspective for me when I kind of really grasped that.
Yeah, the watch world, it may look basic, but they figured out a way to
Stay relevant.
not stay relevant. They figured out a way to make rich men feel like, yo, I need to do something.
Exactly.
Okay.
Stay relevant in a turbulent world,
Look, as much as I love watches, but there's some certain watches with the prices I do not respect. But a collector, okay, will look at it and say, I can afford this. I want to keep this. And in the future, this will have some sort of value, which is true to a certain extent. It'll have a value. Now, I wouldn't say the value is going to be amazing.
بس يعني investment if you're smart. If you
like
know.
over COVID, because Rolex didn't have enough, the whole world was running out of supply, so they couldn't manufacture the same things.
Couldn't have watches anymore.
What happened was all the old Rolexes, the prices just like tripled.
Wait. So we ran out of time. Because I feel like that's what you're telling me, right? So there wasn't enough time to go around the world. Come
respect
on.
on that one. That was fucking beautiful.
Okay, I'm saying,
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Everybody gets one.
Shams is one and only.
Like, ducked. Yeah, we got it.
So we ran out of time.
My year's now success.
And everyone started reselling their watches. A lot of people started purchasing watches real quick because they saw the numbers go up. Now the numbers are going back down. So the people who are just in it for the money are going to lose out. The people who are in it for exactly what it is. Because
appreciation of exquisite craftsmanship.
Yeah, because businessmen, they will tell you a Rolex is security.
Yeah, and that was basically the thought process of the monkey JPEG people. I will buy now, it will go up.
Yeah,
yes. But Rolex watchers, they're not, people who buy Rolexes, they're not buying it to resell it.
They're buying it to hold on to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an asset. It's always going to give you at minimum X amount of money.
You're building a collection, by the way. That's one part of it. You're buying it as a gift. That's another part of it. You are looking at it as, hey, I want to stunt. That's another way of looking.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that at all.
See, for me, it's hard. Okay. Let me give you
and I listen, I do when I see like a couple of times, like we sat down through these watches and I look at the craftsmanship and it really is something that is to be admired, right?
I'm with you on that one, but there's a problem for us as Muslims.
It's too much.
Okay. For example, gold, right? There's you see a lot of Rolexes and they're actually white gold, but you don't even know that, right? So you need to make sure that it's stainless steel or it's platinum. And the rose golds are sexy. Okay. I'm a sucker for rose gold. And you have, I don't like gold, period, so I don't mind that. White gold is gorgeous. And white gold has a certain color that platinum doesn't even give you.
Well,
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
White gold and rose gold. Yeah, this is what we talk about.
No, so what I mean by that is that your options are very limited when you want to buy a Rolex or want to buy an expensive watch. Okay. Some people they don't care. They just want to buy it for whatever it is. It's up to them.
Casio, but dude.
How the fuck did we get here to Rolexes and watches and shit? Anyway, world is expensive, guys.
Yeah, no, this is just the beautiful art.
The world is expensive.
The beautiful art of being able to have a conversation.
But sometimes the world is just. So the monkey JPEG people, since we mentioned them, they've already been hit hard with the fall of the NFT prices. But have you heard of the incident that happened in the monkey JPEG club party that blinded a bunch of people?
No, tell me.
So they held an event for Bored Ape yacht holders,
which was one of
which was one of the more popular NFTs. They held it. This is a while back, but they held it on a boat, and they basically had a party where they bought LED lights or strobing lights, etc.
Okay.
The idiot who was running the party didn't buy commercial or recreational use strobing lights. He bought medical grade strobing lights.
Oh my God.
And basically
Everyone had a seizure.
No, not even. I wish.
Damn, I wish.
It gets worse. You get up from a seizure, you're about to do it, you know? You just got to wash up your face and stuff.
This is the type of that they used to kill germs. It was that intense.
Wait, you use strobe lights to kill germs?
Yes, intense.
And black lights and shit. There's certain lights you use to kill germs.
Okay, I
So-
understand.
Hotels have it.
So these
Get rich, Shamsi.
these poor people were in a party raving and dancing while doing the equivalent of staring at the sun for hours at a time.
Oh, wow.
They're burning.
They literally the majority got eye damage. Some of them actually went blind.
Yo.
And the funny thing, okay, it is funny, but it's slightly dark.
Bro, this is so bad.
This is so bad.
The people said, I can't afford medical treatment because I lost all my money on my JPEGs.
Halal fik. Astaghfirullah. Yo, that is awful, bro. That is so awful.
This is why you sign consent forms before you go get into things like this.
This is why you buy land. Land won't blind you.
No.
Yes.
If you're inviting me somewhere to be blinded,
I can
please
touch
help
land.
fix my blindness, you know?
Anyway, stop getting rich quick. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting rich quick, I saw something that was very interesting, and Jeff Bezos is Amazoning again.
How so?
What
Is
that
he
mean?
Amazoning? Because I remember he stepped out. He's no longer CEO. He's on the board, but he's no longer CEO.
Didn't he,
Yeah, I
wasn't
think-
he going to the moon or something?
Some bullshit like that. Well, anyway, Hyundai in the States, you can purchase your Hyundai off of Amazon now.
Okay.
And it's operated by the dealers, not some second party or third party.
Okay.
Mhm.
An authorized dealer can put the Hyundai on with all of its specs and pictures and so on.
Okay.
And while you're shopping, you
So-
can put add to cart.
So I can buy the latest Astrology 2023 and Honda at the same
Yes,
time?
yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
They get delivered at the same time?
Yes, and sneakers.
Okay. And
Driving gloves.
And towels. Well, that's interesting.
That's a very interesting move for Amazon, because the way I look at it, I'm looking at right now, there's websites that we go to see, how to sell cars,
Mm.
right? And now if Amazon is going to take on all the dealers and I have all the options already available for me on fucking Amazon.
But that's the thing. When you go to Amazon, you're buying straight from dealer. The website that we use are not from the dealer. They're more
You talking
second.
about Amazon Saudi?
No, I'm talking about whatever websites you use to purchase cars. You're not purchasing directly from Al Wakil.
Exactly. You're not.
Yeah.
But this one, you are straight to the dealer.
Yeah. So you're basically undercutting all of the websites.
Exactly.
But how many do you think car manufacturers would be actually are interested in doing that? Like, do you think Mercedes are going to be on Amazon?
I'm asking you a question. If you are a huge car manufacturer, would you go to a mom and shop store, or would you go to a company that actually
But that's the thing.
has a track record of doing the work?
As a Ford, I want to sell all the cars to all the people.
Okay.
But as a Ferrari, I want to sell some of the cars to the people that will care about them.
Yeah, but how many as Amazon, do you want the Ferraris or do you want the Fords?
The Fords, obviously.
Of course,
Yeah.
because more transactions better for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I also want the Ferrari because prestige.
Yeah, but again, you don't really want
Because
the
I want
Ferrari.
to tell people.
Yeah, because
Sell
Ferrari doesn't sell
Ferraris.
you cars online, sir.
Yeah. Brokey.
Yes, Ferrari doesn't sell you the car that you want. By the way,
There we go. It's
Okay,
They
that's,
sell you the car that you will get.
let me give you more rich rants.
that's nice. That's nice.
Okay.
See? No, wait. I'm paying hundreds of thousands of dollars or reals to get a car, and I don't get to choose. كده خذ.
First off, okay, hundreds and thousands. Anyway, super cute, bro. All right, no, let me explain to you.
Mm.
The reason one of the main reasons why I fucking deeply hate Ferrari, okay, is because,
This is a proper rant.
oh yeah, this is like no joke.
Okay.
And this is not only me, you can even
Me and my other rich friends.
hear it from Jay Leno. You know, Jay Leno has an amazing car collection. Jay Leno doesn't have a lot of Ferraris.
Mm.
And he has the same reason that almost a lot of people have. Ferrari has a way of selling cars that is,
Really annoying.
I'm going to Italy, so I need to watch my words. Hold on.
Hey, you pass the Kabsa.
Very
Come over
mobby
here.
vibes.
Mobby vibes.
Yes.
Okay.
So you know how Ferrari always has like limited editions, right?
Mm.
Mhm.
So you come in and say, yo, I want, let's say, I don't know, the Enzo, right? Let's say during the time when it was released, I want the Enzo. Like, this car is $1 million. I have all my $1 million ready. I want to buy it. Ferrari tells you, oh no, you got to be special to get that car.
You gotta be our friend.
So how can I be special? Oh, well, we need you to buy these 4 cars over there.
So that's how you step up from acquaintance.
Yes.
Yes.
And then once you do that, you get on a list. you're not confirmed.
Yeah, that's the colleague list.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then Ferrari started doing something stupid. They're saying, oh, listen, this new car is coming out, this very limited edition, only 100 models available. And you're like, oh, can I get on the list? Oh, in order for you to qualify for the list, you need to have these 6 cars already in your collection.
You're kidding me.
I swear to God.
These 6?
Not 6, but I'll give you an example.
Like, what is this, levels? This sounds very Scientology-like.
No, this is very much, we want the serious people to buy our shit, and the serious people who believe in our brand, who are that obsessed.
And also, I want to sell the cars that nobody wants.
بالضبط.
I want to sell the car that nobody wants.
Exactly. The Ferrari California, nobody wants that shit.
Why? Because it's a...
Because let's say the Ferrari California, for example. California was a small little Ferrari that was not really a Ferrari. It didn't feel like a fucking Ferrari. It just
Okay.
had a Ferrari badge on it.
هذا مهم.
A lot of people are like, nah, I'm not vibing with this one. So now I want to make it sell. Oh, you want to be on this list?
Vibe بالغصب.
Buy that.
Mm.
Buy that and you can get on the list.
عشان see, if you're gonna love me at my best, you gotta love me at my worst.
This is when you come to luxury, high end stuff. This
Hermes.
is the Hermes. This is the standard. Like there are watch companies that, coming back to our conversation, that make you have an interview with the owner of the company. Say, do you fit the vibe of our company or not? Before we're gonna sell you a watch, أصلاً.
I don't like that. Like, no, just let me have your shit.
I have money. Take money.
It's also green. You know, just like yours.
But again, these are people who define themselves as old money, and for them, money doesn't buy class.
لا معلش. How old are watches? They're not that old.
What do you mean?
Any watchmakers are what, 200 years old? Malik, he older money.
Again,
Have you heard of the Fuggers?
Yes.
Excuse you?
Were they German?
They
were Germans.
Man understands history and money and how it is transformed from one generation to the other. Bravo, sir.
Anything that has to do with old money, I'm paying attention.
That's where the word motherfucker came from.
Yes.
Because, you know,
That's actually true.
Why?
You know, because people were like, those fuggers. You know? And so basically,
Tell the story.
this is real, guys. Like, I'm not fucking around. So there's this German family, okay,
The
Fuggers, who are bankers basically, and they're bankers to, I'm saying, emperors, and this is something that started in the 1500s basically.
Holy Roman Empire.
Like, we're talking about medieval German, you know, trading clans coming together and shit like that. And these guys, you know,
these fuggers
these fuggers managed to make so much money, okay, to the point where they actually were able to influence. Guess who gave the Rothschilds an example, a template of what to do? It's the fuggers. You know,
those fuggers.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Those sneaky fuggers.
and guess what? They're still here. They're still with us till this day. The Fugger family runs
Those fuggers won't
their
die.
own private bank.
Exactly.
You know, to the aristocrats of Europe. You want money? You are aristocrat. You have Don or Count or Duke in your name. Come to me. I give you money.
I'll keep your secrets.
Yeah. So if there's some doors that
It's beyond us.
you can't even get to the fucking door.
Yeah.
You know?
Those fuggers.
Yeah.
There's a ceremony that a friend of mine attended somewhere in Europe with extremely, extremely, extremely wealthy people.
Okay.
And
I'm frightened.
He is mad. I'm sensing, I'm smelling the incense.
He sent me.
Is there an owl mask involved or something?
He sent me. It was on Snapchat, so because he didn't want to save anything. So he sent me a couple of clips, right? Like, you know when you look at something and you feel weird. This is it. I looked at it, I was like, yo, I don't want to be in this room.
Yeah.
I feel like
and you're not even in the room. You're like, yo, imagine I'm there.
I'm seeing forbidden knowledge.
Yeah, and it's not forbidden knowledge. I asked him, I was like, how did it feel? It's like Iblis was in the room.
Basically.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, it's like you felt like there's something like supernatural and disgusting.
It's called malevolent.
For once, yes, he said it correct. Malevolent, yes.
These forces, yani. No, see, that comes back to, dare I say it, energy. You know, dare I say it, energy, honestly. Like these old society groups, they try to tap into, you know, this mystic, you know,
There's
world spirit of wellspring of spiritual knowledge and power.
There's a reason why the last few prime ministers of the UK came from the same school. Eton.
No one
It's
knows.
called indoctrination. Basically.
Well, anyway, off to other conversations since we have so many great things to talk about.
Yeah,
on the
as you can
podcast.
see, yani.
Yeah, speaking of timeliness and old things that won't die.
All things that won't die.
Okay. What a transition.
I am the king of transitions.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I had this conversation with a friend of mine who was wronged in his life by a person he considered a friend. And this is like more than 10 years ago. And he's still holding on to that grudge, which sort of made me think.
More than 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Damn.
They made me think, is it ever justified to hold a grudge? And if you do, when do you let go?
If is it ever justified?
Some things are justified.
Yeah, there are some betrayals that are very deep, you know.
Again, there's a difference.
Some actions too hurt.
There's a difference between forgiving, forgetting, and holding a grudge. Grudge seems like a more active, negative thought and experience in your body.
That's how
Well, it depends. Well, it depends on.
It's not passive.
No, but there's a lot of moving parts here. It depends on your relation to this person. Is this someone that you are forced to see? Okay, is this someone that's part of your family that you're going to see regularly? For example,
it doesn't matter.
Is that
if it's crippling your way of life, it's unhealthy for you. It's not good.
Crippling is a strong word.
Yes, to some people, some grudges are crippling. Some grudges will make you leave the things that you actually fell in love with, and not want to be a part of that anymore.
Did it cripple his way of life?
I'm not going to go into detail, but this person, like, very much so became different after this incident.
Okay.
You can tell it changed.
Faith in humanity was shattered.
To a lot of extent, because again, like, there are a few things that hurt more than putting your trust in somebody, and at the end of the day, they betray you completely and utterly. و10 سنين حرفيا تنجحت في ليلة ولحظة يعني.
True, and that's going to lead you to also act differently and behave differently, you know, with other people in other relationships.
Again,
it's the same way that when life shapes you. This is one of the things in life that shapes you.
Because this person, as a result of this, became way less trusting of people. Again, not to give into details, but this was one of those incidents where توكيل went wrong.
Okay, but سينا كمان again يعني
where he again, just to give you an idea, this person خلاص أنا بضبط أمورك كنت بس وقع
yeah,
and then finally وقعت خلاص ما يدخل and I'm gonna take your shit خلاص.
Yeah, it happens.
Are they going to trust but verify?
True, but again, this is somebody he knew for all of his life up to that point. He did not expect that from him, but again, it came. And
بنو آدم طماع. People are greedy sometimes, unfortunately. No, but again, يعني, got back to his point of crippling, and for me, the context matters. And some grudges will be too heavy to hold and go on if you have to constantly encounter them, and it's something that you can't just run away from. But some encounters, you end up مثلا you lose friends, or you end up in situations with people that leave a very bad taste in your mouth, and you hold on to that because it actually generally hurts you. But over time, the lesson needs to be, what did I learn from this so I don't end up in this situation again, so I don't end up in being hurt or being affected in a certain way. So you just act accordingly. Because I don't think holding on to the grudge is it's healthy. It's going to do you any good over the long term.
That's how
you can hold on to the grudge. It's just, what are you doing about the grudge? Are you being active because of that grudge? Are you trying to hurt this other person or trying to take back what's yours or whatever the hell it was? Okay? Or is it, I'm holding a grudge, but I don't want to have nothing to do with anyone of your kind?
Yeah. So that other part is
and that's what I mean.
Yeah, that's different than the first part, because the first part is much more active. You're actively expending
That's what I
energy.
say, it's crippling you.
Yeah.
Exactly. That your focus and your mind, your mentality, all your feelings and thoughts is into this grudge. That's hard.
But we did agree أكثر من مرة that spite is a very good motivator.
Spite is a good motivator.
Spite is different than a grudge. Yeah. Spite is basically, I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yeah,
grudge is, you hurt me deeply, and I will not forget it for the rest of my life.
I would say they could be driven by each other or intertwined.
No, I also agree with holding a grudge and saying, it's over. I'm never going to give you any fucking time of day in my life. I truly believe in that. Like, some people that you should not have in your circle. Some people you should not be friends with.
You see, I don't consider that a grudge.
Yeah, see,
I don't consider that a grudge.
No.
Because it's not active.
That's what I'm saying. If something happens and you hold a grudge and you say, because of that, I don't want to deal with people like that, that's fine. As long as you're okay with that. So you always get, If let's say I'll give you an example. So when I used to race, right?
You had rivals.
Yeah, racist wars, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, when I used to race cars, so no one gets it wrong, right?
What's your favorite race?
The human race.
Exactly.
I had to check himself for a second there.
So yeah, because I really wanted to go somewhere else. But like in the racing world, there's a lot of spite, there's a lot of grudges, there's a lot of hate, right? And sometimes you come in saying, you know what, I'm going to be the nice guy, but you get pushed into a place that you find yourself to be just like them. So
you made me like this.
yeah. So sometimes you don't want to hold grudges, but your surroundings, your environment did something that caused you to be
But
that.
isn't that a bit different? That's more just a
Competitive.
general sense of competition. Like, it's like when we watch The Last Dance. Like Michael Jordan, he'd hold grudges, but like it's just to drive himself further.
Exactly. If you're doing that to drive yourself further, I'm okay with that. But if there's a difference between holding grudges and the difference between sabotage. It gets to that. Stealing from, moving, taking, ruining. When it gets to that, that's a problem.
For me, again, my perspective here, I do not hold on to that negative emotion because to me, I do not want any negativity in my life. I try as much as I can.
Good luck.
Again,
Good luck, bro.
easier said than done.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
No, but I understand what he's saying.
Because it doesn't add.
There's
to
nothing
me.
in the world, right? So let me not add into my heart.
If you are trying to stay away from negative energy, that's a totally different conversation. A grudge that hurts you on the inside is a totally different thing
That's what I'm saying.
compared to that.
Because I don't want to inflict negativity upon myself because I think holding a grudge is a choice. I can basically take that approach and, okay, this person or this type of person who hurt me, I will avoid dealing with them, or basically I will see the signs before they appear and peace out. But I won't sit in the corner like, oh, that person, I'll never forgive him. No, like basically have it eat me on the inside.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Are you active about it or not? Like I have grudges with people.
Active?
No. Look, the reason why they're not active.
Tread lightly.
Okay.
Tread lightly.
The only reason it's not active
Because nobody would survive.
one, okay, is because I know I cross the line. And if there's something that we're having a problem with, I will say things that y'all don't want to hear. I will do things that y'all would not expect. I will push the fucking envelope to the end.
Boundaries. I shall explode them.
Exactly. Oh, is this the line? Let's watch. So I do hold grudges, but I'm not active on my grudges. I just remember those people. I remember what they did, how they are, how they feel, how they think.
Forgive but never forget.
Yeah. And I keep it.
Do you forgive your Badur?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
See, so you let the heart out of your you let the hate. You let the hate out of your heart.
The hate is inside.
The grudge stays on. I'll forgive you. I will see you. I'll shake your hand. But knowing fucking hell that things are going to change.
Yeah, things will change. I'm not going to go back to how things were. Like,
not only that.
It's a new
I'm
reality.
not going to allow people of your kind to be in my circle. I will see you. I'll shake my hand. I show respect.
And that's a lesson.
That's it.
And that's a lesson for you. The lesson is, I've been stung by the scorpion before. I don't want to be stung again. So I will be wary of scorpions when they come across me. Again, that's the healthy part of it. That's the not letting that grudge, tear you down.
The negative part of it is what you said, being in the corner.
And fuming and steaming about it. Because at the end of the day, how is that going to help you?
It's only going to mentally destroy you.
And it's just going to eat away at you.
Yeah.
And especially if those people are people that you will encounter regularly, whether they're family, whether they're in your same social circle. What do you really get out of it? I've had situations where I've been hurt by people, and for a long time I held on to that, pain. But at some point, I asked myself, like, why are you holding on to it? What are you really getting out of holding on to it? Is this a sense of righteousness? So what? Who gives a shit? Nobody really gives a shit. So
you give a shit though.
I did for a while. I did, but now, like in the bigger picture, I know that I was not in the wrong, at least. So I don't need to give myself any blame for how other people acted, because it just speaks on who you are rather than who I am.
It goes back to what Shams said in the beginning, context.
Yeah.
Because right now Shams said, blame myself. Usually in grudges, you're not blaming yourself. In grudges, you're looking at what happened to you.
Yeah, you are a
Right?
victim in a grudge.
Exactly. But in that situation, let's say if your friend, the example that you used, I'm sure that there's an element of, I should have known better. How could I not have seen
Hindsight
this?
is a
Hindsight, definitely. And that's
hindsight is a
sometimes,
fugger.
yeah, sometimes that's even worse. That's sometimes even worse because you think that you were the problem. You think that you were the fault. And you start searching for with a crack within who you are. And when in reality, it was never you, But so you need to kind of reclaim control over the situation and have an explanation that actually makes sense to you, rather than actually believe that this person on the other side never really gave a shit about me. Is that really it? No, it must have been something I did. Because I'm sure this person cared, but then that happened. And that's your excuse. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I see your point in this.
Yeah.
Keep hate alive, dude.
See, this comes to you from a man who's wallowed in grudgeries,
in his own misery.
In grudgeries for a while.
You're so wallowy, Shams.
I'm very wallowy, It's fun. It's like a hippopotamus. Look at how much fun
There's
they
no
look like
guideline how to live life.
True. No, but
There's none.
I mean, there's best practices, right?
There's no best practices.
You don't think so?
I don't believe in that at all.
In terms of...
We're not... The best fucking saying that we have in Arabic, أصابعك مزهو.
True. But so I'm saying best practices in terms of like looking out for yourself.
Translate it for the people, Shamsi. Your fingers are not the same.
Your fingers, as you can see, all
not equal.
different length. So not
not equal.
Yeah, not equal.
It's راسك.
But that's لا شوف, at the end of the day, no two people are equal. Even twins are the same, right? Subhan Rabbi. And that's part of the wisdom of God and the beauty of this universe, that everything is different. And this difference is what creates the beauty of everything coming together. But especially things like these, they can really be destructive if you let them, if you don't take control of them. Like these emotions when they go out of control. So it helps to always, be able to step back and be aware of yourself for a minute. Like, why am I feeling the way am I feeling? Where is this hate and this pain, where is it really coming from? Is it the action or was it the expectation?
Tell them.
Sometimes you expect things from people and that's wrong. Shouldn't really expect. Don't assume, bro. Don't assume. Never assume.
Because when you assume,
you make asses.
No, that's not the full saying.
No, out of you, me.
Yeah. You don't make asses.
No. Make one ass.
They don't appear out of the ether. Ass here, as the no.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. Okay.
No, sir.
No. In other news,
I have something going on. Oh my god! Like almost everything is turning on.
Yeah.
So there's a clip that I told you I want to play for you on the podcast, right? And it's a clip that I've been mesmerized by for a minute. I'm trying to find the
when we said mesmerized.
Oh yeah. So I don't know where the clip starts from.
When's the last time you were mesmerized? Number one.
Oh, this guy. Answer him.
Was it when you saw the Swan Lake?
The what?
The Swan Lake.
Where would I see a swan lake?
Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere where swans congregate.
I love the fact that you say words.
I was thinking of that opera. It's called the Swan Lake, right?
All right. Hopefully
that's a ballet.
Okay. So the European Space Station recorded the sound of Earth from space.
Okay.
And it is.
That doesn't make sense. So there's no sound in space.
Hear it. Hold on. Stunning visual display called the Aurora Borealis or the Aurora Australis.
He'll get to it. Give it a second.
And now we can also hear it.
Sound of the aurora.
Researchers from the Technical University of Denmark took the magnetic signals, the radio frequencies measured by the European Space Agency's Swarm satellite mission, and converted them into sound. The result is an eerie representation of our planet's rumbling magnetic field and its interaction with a solar storm.
It took them 4 years to record this.
The audio clip you're about to experience might sound like the stuff of nightmares, but sit back, relax, and listen to the strange creaking, crackling, and rumbling of our planet's protective shield. This is the sound of the Earth's magnetic field.
This is wild.
It's very surreal.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
It feels like you're underwater.
I was thinking it's like whales.
I was thinking of more earthquake, just tectonic plates shifting.
No, but see how it sounds like fluids? It sounds very fluid.
It's like chains.
There's like ticks.
Crackles.
So basically, what we're listening to is the Earth's
Magnetism.
magnetic sphere as it interacts with the Aurora Borealis.
This is wild.
It is actually unsettling.
When I was listening to it, I was like, Subhan Rabbi, the things that we don't even know.
Exactly.
And how it just functions like every day. Because we keep thinking about, go space.
And so we go back to the Mars thing. Like we were talking about Mars. We were watching that video about Mars, and we were saying how like there's a place in Mars called Rub al Khali, and we were looking at it and we're like,
This
guys,
looks like Rub al Khali.
No, and it's not just that. No, guys, are you like this is an alien world? And the video we were watching, we're saying like nothing moves on Mars, like nothing actually changes. And we ended up opening that subject of like, subhanAllah, how the universe was set up in a way where conditions were so delicate to be able to create life on Earth, to have everything grow on Earth. And this is just another simple example. Like you're not even
aware.
How many people of y'all knew that the Earth had a magnetosphere? You don't even know what that means. There's like an entire sphere of magnetism that protects the Earth, basically.
Exactly, from solar flares.
So the sun is dangerous, believe it or not. It's as nice as it is, it gives us life, gives us plants, gives us tans.
It tries to kill us every single second.
Exactly. Like I was just reading something about a cosmic ray that they just found that's coming from an area of the sky that's where supposedly there's supposed to be nothing there. And like,
there's something there.
Yeah, there's now something there. So
it's one of the more fascinating things that I recently actually understood.
Cosmic rays?
No, the concept of entropy.
Mm.
Do you know what entropy is, Yashamsi?
I know what entropy is.
Do you know what entropy is? Yeah.
Just say it for the people on the podcast. Stop asking us.
It's the second.
Setup.
Who the idea was the setup, but you didn't help him, so he came after me.
Yeah, of course. Okay, because I'm a smart man.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
Good, inshallah. So entropy is the reason why heat leaves objects. That's the reason why your tea gets cold. It's the reason why rust appears. It's the reason why water evaporates. It's basically things going from a high energy state to a low energy state.
From ordered to disordered.
Yeah, it's basically, this is the reason why the sun will go out eventually. So if you actually want to think about it, it's not a law that things lose energy, but because the calculations and the probability of something gaining energy, it is so infinitesimally small, it has never happened and will probably never happen in the history of the universe until it ends.
So technically, they may call it the second law of thermodynamics.
Yeah.
Okay. Things will usually go from more ordered to less ordered. Imagine you have a deck of cards. Imagine you get that deck of cards, okay, and it's a fully, you just bought it. It's fully organized. Throw that deck of cards on the table. You pick them up again. How many times do you think that you can throw that deck of cards on that table and get it back in the same order?
Yeah.
Almost infinite.
Exactly.
Like the number of times you would have to do it to get to that point. And that is basically the easiest way of explaining entropy.
Yeah, it basically made me think, like, Subhan Rabbi, like, we as human beings cannot comprehend or even affect something that to us seems so intuitive and natural. Like خلاص نزيد energy لا ما نقدر. سبحان ربي, like if God wants something to happen, it will happen.
That's
ونعم بالله.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of that, oh my God, this transition is awful. I saw a video.
Not worse than mine.
No, yours was good actually, to be honest, compared to this one. It's because you said something that just reminded me about if Rabbi doesn't want you to see something, you won't see it.
Mm.
There's an audio clip that was just released a couple of days ago from Israeli soldiers.
Okay.
Talking, I think, back to base or somewhere. And the guy was having a mental breakdown.
Okay.
And he was screaming. He was like, get us out of here. Get us out of here. He was like, we can't see them. We can't see them. They're ghosts. They're ghosts. We don't know where they are. And he's crying for help. Like, get me. I don't want to be here. He's like, we have tanks, we have the sea, we have the air, and we still can't get them. We don't know where they are. And he's a full mental breakdown. I was like, Subhan Rabbi. When he doesn't want you to see anything, you're not going to see anything.
It basically says, like, yo, you made a big fuss about your military, your equipment, your aerial superiority. بس رجال we know who's harder.
He's like, we can't kill them. They're monsters. And like, when I saw that, I was like, okay, for the Western folks, they'll see it. Yeah, him seeing monsters, it will make sense. But for us, like,
رجال.
Yeah, what do you think they have to lose? They already lost everything, bro.
And that's basically, that goes to show you like that the lack of control, that they have when they believe that they had the overwhelming technological superiority, and they're put in a situation where like, I don't think I can control everything now. What can I do?
Turns out it's harder to fight an opponent who's actually trained, willing, and wanting to fight you, as opposed to 12-year-olds in the West Bank throwing rocks at your multi-million-dollar armored vehicle.
No, and it goes to the issue of heart as well. Like, is their heart really into it? This tells you that it really isn't.
There's a video that was recently went viral by an Israeli journalist. He's one of the few voices that is actually advocating on behalf of the Palestinians. One of the few remaining voices on the Israeli left. His name is Gideon Levy. He writes for Haaretz. He basically said that the three pillars that allow the Israeli occupation to continue are based on three things. One, they genuinely believe that they are the victims because they have historically been the victims throughout history. So no matter what form of violence or victimization they inflict on another group of people,
is justified. I have 2,000 years of history to back me up here.
Yeah, I can never be the victimizer because I am history's greatest victim. Second, they genuinely believe that they are the chosen people and that they are special, and that they, in essence, view themselves as superior or chosen when compared to the Palestinians. So by that extension, it allows them to not look at them as fully human.
And that's where the language comes in.
Yeah, the dehumanized language. We're dealing with human animals.
A couple of years, I think 7-8 years ago, he was doing a speech at the UN, and he was talking about the threat of Iran, and then somewhere, this is like 2015, 16, somewhere around that, because I remember I was in Australia, I was watching it live, and he was like, some people are always trying to hurt the Jewish people, and we've lasted 6,000 years, and we'll last some more. And basically, that's the language. We've been here for a long, long time, and we're going to be here for a longer time, and we should own everything because we're the first ones here.
Yeah, again,
and understand we were promised by God.
That's not a healthy mindset for our people to adopt, that you are constantly under siege, that you're constantly being attacked.
Bro, I was reading an article, about this guy. It was a blog post, an opinion post in one of the Israeli newspapers. And this guy was genuinely actually making the argument, saying, hey, if you don't recognize that we are special and we have been picked by God, then you are an anti-Semite. You need to acknowledge that I am better than you. You know why? Because God told me. And if you don't acknowledge that, then you're a racist. It just goes to show you.
If you don't believe in my racial superiority, then you are a racist.
Basically. And that goes to show, I'm not even kidding. Like, this guy is genuinely serious, right?
I will tell you, okay, this might be hurtful to a lot of people, but this is just my humor with my friends. I'll tell you what I tell my friends every Christmas. You are celebrating a nullified religion.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sorry, bro. Islam is the last one and we're done, bro.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me about nothing before us.
No, but
I'm just playing.
That shows me that the depth of like self-deception,
bro.
This conflict.
Come on.
This conflict.
You've known this, bro.
No, but you have to really make a really good Kool-Aid for you to be able to drink it and spread it in a way.
Yeah. For them, because they've always had the upper hand to create whatever bullshit they want to create.
It's not just that. I'm looking at it in terms of them reframing their narrative and their story. To be able to actually come back and say, yes, we are the Jewish nation, and basically dismiss the whole idea of different Jewish traditions. Bro, the fact, like, there was a reason, Israeli commandos had to go do false flag attacks in Iraq and Yemen and Maghreb to be
Egypt.
able to get, all of the Jews that lived in those countries to come to Israel, because they didn't really want to. And even after they came, they were always looked down upon by, the white Sephardim Jews. They called them, they called it
Ashkenazi.
Sephardim or the Moroccan ones.
Yes.
They created an entire new term for them, which is Mizrahi. Mizrahi is basically in Hebrew means Eastern. So they basically lumped all of y'all. Okay, y'all not white. Okay, yalla, one category.
Are you aware of the lost generation of Yemeni Jews in Israel? For the sake of the listeners, when
the Iranian Jews also.
Yeah, this one is especially horrific. I just recently discovered it. When Jews from Yemen emigrated into Israel, they were having lots of babies, and they were taking
not just Yemen. Yeah, but go on.
They were taking the Yemeni Jews' babies from them and giving them to white Ashkenazi families.
Yeah, this was in the 60s.
Like the idea, like, yo, you're not good to your own people. So why are you playing the victim when you're not even good to your own?
Have we mentioned the forced sterilization of Ethiopian Jews?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We go back. Forced sterilization.
Yes, but keep in mind, back then, we didn't have the social media of today.
True. Which is why this whole entire conflict has been such an L for Israel.
Yes.
Yeah, but we have
also,
all of this information
if
now.
I'm not gonna tell you where I found this, but there was a conversation between Jewish people from Israel and from the States. Okay, it was on some online platform, and I saw them fighting. I was like, let's see what's going on.
Okay.
And
Investigator Adil.
Yes,
Inspector Adil.
The US
Inspector
and the Jewish person in Israel. This does not reflect all of Israel or of the US, but I'm gonna tell you what happened.
This conversation that you observed.
This conversation that was going on back and forth. The guy from the US was saying, "Yo, listen, you guys are taking us into a position that happened before, where people are gonna hate us and they're gonna chase us down because of your actions." And this guy is telling him, "Oh, it's because of those actions. If we don't stand up, then we're gonna be taken out." And the guy is trying to explain to him, "Okay, you can do that. You can be very diplomatic. You can run within a certain system in order for you to achieve the goals that you want to achieve, for you to be part of the world. But what you're doing right now is making everybody look at us and say, oh, that was the reason why we didn't like them. And if that grows, then we become a target all over again, and we're back to square one."
That sort of,
but that kind of plays into Netanyahu's.
We'll get to Netanyahu now.
That sort of brings me to a point I've been trying to make. Have you seen Sacha Baron Cohen recently?
Yes.
His statements. Sacha Baron Cohen, listeners, is the actor who played Borat.
Ali G.
Ali G. Lots of characters. Sacha Baron Cohen is in his feelings because he is upset at TikTok and social media for allowing what he perceives as a rise in anti-Semitism. Now, that's cute because Mr. Sacha Baron Cohen is the character of Borat, aka the lovable anti-Semite. You made anti-Semitism funny and cute. Why are you upset?
It's called satire. Number one.
Yeah, sure.
You need to respect the artist.
And the guy who's made an entire career of making fun of Muslims is now in his feelings because, I don't like this anymore.
But going back to your point, like that's kind of the playbook of there has the Zionist lobby, okay, has had a very big playbook that has evolved over the years. And one very big anchor of that playbook is keeping the idea of they hate us alive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, you get to see all of these, it's similar to UCLA. It's not UCLA. What's it called? You get the one I'm talking about.
Which one?
The Simon Wiesenthal Center of Jewish Dialogue, the Holocaust Center, and all of these
Southern Poverty Law Center.
So you have
Anti-Defamation League.
Anti-Defamation League. That's the one. Anti-Defamation League. So you have these organizations that are set up that with money being funneled from large donors or government officials to basically keep the idea alive that hey, they do hate us, and that's why having Israel is important. Because the more anti-Jewish incidents they can find around the world, the more they can point and say, hey, this is why we need to have a Jewish nation. This is why we need to keep our borders open to save, the rest of Judaism,
and
from the world that hates it.
And you have a bunch of American Jews saying, you know what, screw Israel. I'm from Brooklyn. This doesn't concern me.
Exactly. Israel is going to throw Netanyahu under the bus to save its own ass, which they always do. Okay? You need to understand, they're willing to kill their own. They have no problem with that. And
they already have. They came out and they admitted that.
Yes, right now, recently, right? So we've seen them trying to kill the hostages that Hamas they were trying to kill them. They'd rather have them dead than be hostages. This is how they view things.
Yeah,
What's
it's
that called?
It's the Samson doctrine.
There you go, the Samson doctrine.
And basically, if I am captured, or the idea that if I am going to be captured by the enemy, I'd rather be dead than be a hostage.
Rather than be
So
able
this
to
is
force
something
to
that-
negotiate.
Yeah, this is something that they drill into the idea of if you're ever in a hostage situation, you feel like you cannot escape, take each other out.
Yeah. See, you know what that's called about, dude? It's called sanctity of life. Yeah.
It's again,
It's
it's
called being a weak little bitch. That's what it's called.
this is
Did you not sense the sarcasm? Yeah, there was a tone.
I'm translating for the ones that didn't understand.
Yeah. Okay.
this is basically a continuation of what they perceive as their history. This Samson doctrine, if I'm not mistaken, is taken directly from the Maccabean revolt in Rome.
Very old stuff.
Very old stuff
Yeah.
Because he said it.
because here's the thing. That revolt that happened underneath the Roman Empire ended when the Jews that were rebelling were held in their castle and said, you know what? These Romans are going to kill us, so
Might as well kill ourselves.
might as well kill ourselves. And the only person who died wrote the history about the whole thing, and he was the person who created the idea. Like, hey, let's kill ourselves. يوم دي الدور عليه. No, I'm good.
Good. Y'all dead? Y'all dead?
Y'all did it?
Hey,
Oh, man.
I was kidding, yo.
I told you it was like 6 p.m., not 6 a.m.
It's jokes.
hey, Emperor Titus. I was kidding. ما لي دخل فيهم أنا.
I think they're going to have a hard time getting out of this one.
Bro, they already...
I think look, we talked about in this podcast multiple times about the new Middle East. And I think this is one of the things that's going to push us to a new Middle East.
No, but so just to give a quick update, right now there's a ceasefire. It's been going on for 2 days, I believe. There's been
3 by the time everyone hears this.
there's been an exchange of hostages. A lot of hostages were released from the West Bank, mostly women and children. A lot of them under the age of 18. Love, by the way, how the media are framing, the fact that Israeli kids are being released, and Palestinians under the age of 18. Like they literally specify.
You are seeing dehumanization live
Yeah.
in stereo.
Because they can have kids, but we,
نطلع من الأرض زي الفجر.
Bro, who's the asshole?
we don't have to say children about us, because then you don't want to think about us in a cute
Was it the
way.
Minister of Interior? Or who the fuck is the asshole that came out and was like, if we see one Palestinian family celebrating, we're going to take you back to jail.
Oh, they already said they banned any sort of celebrations, any sort of expression of joy within the West Bank, and by saying anybody who expresses joy is supporting terrorism. Like that's democracy for you right there.
Look,
It's a free country.
we are in a dilemma. We do not hold the people of all these countries accountable, even though it's very hard not to. Because again, it's your democracy. You chose these people.
Yes.
You put these people in power. So you do hold some sort of responsibility, right? And the fact that all of them, all these countries are just allowing Israel to do whatever it wants is a problem for all of us. And we can't look at them in any other way. Everyone, the beautiful thing, I love the fact how they moved the whole conversation from them having power to acting like Arabs have the power. They're trying to act like, but the Arab world's not doing anything.
Yeah, Sheikh.
Who's the nuclear fucking superpower here?
Until you have the opportunity to help them resettle your dude.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see?
The pressure on Arab countries is just to get them out of Gaza. That's why they're pressuring us.
To ignore the fact that, hey, we've seen
Yeah,
the
Egypt, you can
state-
take a couple of more million.
Yeah,
عادي،
not
سهلات، خفايف.
just that. Like if you get them out of Gaza, so exactly what happened to 48 Palestinians. They left. They were never given the chance to come back. People in Gaza now know that. And that's why you see a lot of clips saying, hey, we'd rather stay and die here than leave. Because
And the Arab world has been going through shit because a lot of Arabs are stupid and they're not understanding the situation that we're in. And they think it's all about fucking partying or some bullshit. Look, I want to mention the Riyadh season thing again, okay? And I want to make it very simple because everyone's really angry about the celebrations that we're doing. And I really want to make it very clear. When the Houthis were bombing us, our soldiers didn't tell us to stop. I just want to make that very fucking clear. When not the last Formula 1, the one before that was held in Jeddah, when the Houthis bombed the Aramco oil facility, or was it the port? I remember one of them, right? There was flames in the air while the race was going. And we didn't stop.
Yeah.
There's videos, there's everything. Aramco got hit. We didn't stop. Like, we know who we are. Like, stop trying to tell us who we should be, what we should do. Yo, leave us the fuck alone. Like, seriously, it doesn't make sense. Like, what joy do you get out of it? You telling me, oh, why do you guys have an event? Like, well, what fucking joy do you have? I don't get this. Well, even though when I open up my Snap map and I go to Egypt or I go to Lebanon or any other fucking place, guess what I see in the middle of the night? Clubs are popping.
Bro,
Yeah,
People are having fun.
Yeah.
Lebanon, they're so entrenched that they've converted bomb shelters into nightclubs. Yeah.
No, but
It's disgusting.
I got his idea. His idea, like the people that are just hating for the sake of hating, and we know that it's misplaced energy about Dur.
Bro, it's not misplaced energy. I was talking to me and Gil were
It
having
is,
a conversation
though. It
yesterday.
is.
Me and Gil were having a conversation yesterday, and I was telling him about, like, we were talking about a comedian and a conversation I was having with them, with his team. And I was telling him, I was like, look, I was explaining to him that there are certain things that you can do and joke with Saudis. But the problem about joking with Saudis is that we spent a long, long time, over 20 years, defending ourselves. We've been called terrorists. We've been called Madri Aish. We've been called every single fucking name under the sun. And we spent a long, long time defending ourselves from foreigners and from Arabs. And so when you want to say something that you think it's funny that we're going to share the same laugh, it's not going to happen. Because we spent a long time traumatized by the bullshit of people attacking us. And today it's the same situation all over again. We're getting attacks from our own brothers and sisters in other countries. And so, of course, min idin li-idin, we've been through this circle again, and we're not going to give a shit about anyone talking shit about us. We don't give a fuck. But at the same time, we're still the same people that want the whole region to be peaceful, to be functional with each other. And I think the lack of education in the region is the reason for that. And it's not only because of wars. You can get education during war, my friend. But I blame y'all governments. I make it very simple. I blame y'all governments. Y'all governments failed y'all. It wasn't us. Don't point a finger at us. Go talk to your government.
This mentality reminds me of a couple of abiyat sha'ar that keep popping into my head when this...
Look at us, Sam, see where we are. We
Yeah.
started from bullshit to bit chat.
Exactly.
The range of this podcast is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen.
Not just one, couple.
It reminds me explicitly of this emotion right now.
You better translate it to English, by the way.
Oh well, but basically the abiyat say basically if you are shooting at a mountain, obviously you're gonna hit the mountain. But obviously because it's so big, you're gonna hit the mountain. But even because it's so majestic and big, but you are still so small in comparison. It's still majestic and you are still small.
Ya صغير.
I would have said it in Arabic, but that's the translation. Yeah.
يا صغير.
صغير مرة.
يا كتكت.
يا كت. زعلان حبابه.
كتكوت. Anyway.
Haters will hate you about Dul. Haters will hate.
Yeah,
No, it's fine. Like
Kuchi.
like we're used to it. That's why, like, I don't want to complain much about, like, people complaining about us because I don't really give a fuck. But people complain about this podcast, and we're just an NGO. Everybody knows that. We're a non-profit organization.
Yes, that's we are, sir.
Yes.
I have signed nothing.
Yes, past the Kabsa NGO. Nobody has signed anything. We are not an official company. We're just an NGO, you
Yeah.
piece of shit.
We traffic in love and happiness.
Exactly.
Don't say the word traffic.
No.
Don't say the word
Pick your
traffic.
words.
No, okay.
Not traffic.
NGOs don't traffic.
We support love and happiness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We build
Yeah.
love and happiness.
Camps.
Camps.
Would you like to come to a love camp?
Our camps are concentrated and happiness and love.
It's called 1-800 Love Camp. You know, sign up now.
Oh my God.
Don't sign up.
والله تخيل مخيمات مخيمات
don't finish that thought.
Don't.
Okay.
You know who had that thought? Hitler. Look what happened after that.
لا هو يعني فكرة المخيمات موجودة في ثقافات مختلفة.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah. It's like,
Oh my God.
I feel like I could dig deeper now, so I'd rather shut up and stop.
Yeah, please.
I pulled to the side.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, he's on his own.
بروح البر يا عيال.
No, of course, as an NGO, we have a lot of, what's the name?
Nature interest.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Interest.
Allah Yassalam.
Yeah.
But, you know, we'd like to officially announce Pasta Kabsa as a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
It is going to help the people. It's for the people, by the people. We do not need any funding. No money needs to come to us.
Not at all.
Not at all. We have our own fundings.
We are poor.
There's no. We are the 1%. We fund ourselves
every day.
Every day. And
much love to us.
why do you think we're talking about Rolexes and Ferraris and shit? Like, because we know.
Charitable.
We're about that life.
Yeah, exactly.
We're about that life.
Have you not seen how big number one's head is?
Exactly.
All of the charity inside
Yes,
of it.
from all the numbers inside of it.
This is all the real estate.
Yeah.
All the real estate. It is in his head.
That's good times. And we miss you, Turks. We really do miss you.
I know, bro.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Come back to us.
appreciate you. Oh, I guarantee you. I told him, I was like, you better be tan.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm already tan. With Tanner. Like Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
Anyway, we appreciate you for joining us. We appreciate y'all. Hope you all had a good time with us. We hate each other. And
We did.
hopefully you hate your colleagues too.
Not as much as I hate myself.
And as a tip from this non-profit organization, quit your job.
Exactly.
We out.
افتحوا صحن بليلة.
محل بليلة.
صحن.
ما تفتح صحن.
ما عليك.
صح الرجال مسكين.
صحن مفتوح. It's flat. كيف تفتح شيء مفتوح أصلا؟
Let's go home.
Let's go home. It's
Let's
too
go
late.
home.
We out.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.